I wasn't able to focus on my schoolwork, and that kind of affected my report card grades. And it was very frustrating because it's all I could think of, food, when I went to school because I wasn't able to eat breakfast at home. This quote is not from someone halfway around the world, but from a boy in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, much closer to home. Meet Jazair Sutton. Jazair has suffered hunger firsthand. Sometimes his mother would not eat so that him and his brother could. Now Jazair is only one of 50 million Americans that do not know where their next meal is coming from. Now, have your parents ever told you to eat all of your vegetables, or that there are kids in Africa starving? But have they told you that there are kids in North Carolina starving, and that those kids could even be your classmates? In fact, 1 out of every 4 children in North Carolina suffer from hunger. In spite of this, Americans waste 25% of the food they buy. As a whole, America wastes $165 billion worth of food every year, or about 40% of all the food. How is this happening? How is all of this food going uneaten when there are children starving? Now, we don't waste $165 billion worth of food by not eating all of our vegetables. The whole food system has its flaws, starting on the farm. Foods are stranded in fields. Farmers will plant too much food. Foods that are unpopular aren't picked. And food scares like the Salmonella scare in 2008 make foods go unharvested. Then, culling produces a substantial amount of waste. And culling is the removal of products based on an appearance criteria such as size, color, or weight. Then you see technical malfunctions leading to food sitting for too long and spoiling. Then in distribution, rejected shipments cause more chaos, and guess what? Waste. Then finally, the food reaches stores. The USDA, or U.S. Department of Agriculture, estimated that stores throw out $15 billion worth of unsold fruits and vegetables every year. This can be because they overstock their shelves, throw out foods because of their sell-by dates, or because the foods are unpopular. Also, about 17% of restaurants' meals go uneaten. And this is mainly the growing portion sizes are mostly what to blame. Also, American families throw out about 25% of the food they buy. And this can be because of undervaluing food, buying too much food, or over-preparing. Spoilage, and yeah. Once this is all done, where does the food go? About only 3% of the food we waste gets composted, leaving the rest to fill up our landfills. In the landfills, the food decomposes and creates a greenhouse gas named methane. And methane is 25 times more powerful than carbon dioxide. Okay, you get that we waste a lot of food, but I mean, that doesn't really affect us, right? I mean, I don't know how it does. Well, the waste of food actually affects us in many ways. Right now, there's 7 billion, if we can't feed the 7 billion people on Earth right now, how are we gonna feed the 9.6 billion people on Earth in 2050? Well, actually, we have the resources to feed those 7 billion people. We just need to find a way to use them efficiently. Also, the world is warming, and 1/3 of our global carbon emissions is because of agriculture. Also, there are huge amounts of unnecessary chemicals, land, and energy that go to foods that are never consumed. Plus, there are ethical questions on how we can waste all this food when there are people starving from hunger. If we only wasted 15% less food, we could feed 25 million Americans. And like I said, 50 million Americans are suffering from hunger. And so imagine if we wasted 30% less food. These habits of wasting perfectly good food need to change, or America and the world will be in trouble. Grocery stores can donate their food to local food banks when it is about to expire. The federal bill, Emerson Good Samaritan Food Donation Act, protects the stores from liability issues if anyone gets sick off of that food. Also, businesses can set targets to reduce their waste. The government could also get involved and conduct a comprehensive study on food waste in the United States. They could also set national goals, revise food labels, and improve public awareness. Aesthetic standards should be changed and portion sizes should be reduced. Consumers like you and me can also change our ways. We can shop wiser, buy imperfect products, eat smaller portion sizes, and spread awareness. The 60 million tons of food is wasted in many different ways. From the time the food is harvested to the time it is in the dumpster, there is edible food going unused. The food doesn't disappear into thin air. It has a huge effect on you. But there are steps we can take as individuals and as a whole to prevent these troubles. I'm not asking you to lick your plate clean, but to join in the cause to reduce our waste.